Hi, I'm back again. We are week. Oh, of course I've forgotten, so I'm going to have to look at my little journal here and let you know. We are in week 15 on Optifast, week 16 on my program. And I'm sorry I'm a day late with this, but yesterday kind of got away from me. We had a really good class this week. Our dietitian was very informative. We had a class that was based on the nature of food cravings and why obesity is considered to be a disease as opposed to, um, you know, just basically not being able to control your eating habits. There is some scientific study behind obesity as a disease, and we discussed the biochemical nature behind that, and it was actually a very enlightening class to kind of understand where um, some of the eating habits come from, and not just in obese people, but cravings in general. So very interesting and insightful, insightful for the future, so that I kind of have a background of where I'm coming from. So now, when I have these cravings for things, I'll understand them better. It just means I will have, like I said, a deeper understanding. So then I will have better control. Not that you won't have the cravings, and not that you won't go ahead with indulging in them from time to time, but you'll understand more why you're doing what you're doing, and hopefully you can sort of curb that um, to satisfy the craving, but not necessarily overdo it. Um, that being said, it was very informative class. My weigh-in this week was positive because I was down, but not not by much. I'm down about half a pound this week, and another half an inch around my waist. So that is actually a great number for me. That brings me up to 6 inches um, gone from around my waist, and it brings me down 31 pounds in total. It's sort of like a slow train, I think I could, I think I could. It's just kind of chugging along here. It keeps going down, and that's the direction that I really want to be going in. So I'm not going to complain about uh, a small loss, but I suppose I'm a little disappointed, mostly because last week I had such a great loss, the biggest one yet in terms of weekly overall loss. Maybe that's why I only had a half a pound this week. But we're back on the food, and we are in week 3 back on food. So week 3 back on food, and I'm still losing weight. So I really have nothing to complain about in that vein. As long as I haven't gone up, the doctors actually warned us that it could be a possibility, and that hasn't happened for me yet. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen while I'm going through this, as long as I stick to the plan. I just thought I wanted to mention this. I started using um, a program called MyFitnessPal. I'm sure some of you are probably very familiar with it. I shouldn't say I started using it. I started using it again. I signed up for it over a year ago, used it for a little while, then didn't really bother. Um, but it's a great way to track your dietary intake. It's a great little tool because you can actually um, scan barcodes of the different foods and things that you want to eat, and you can enter the values that way, so you don't necessarily have to be entering everything you don't necessarily have to be entering everything all the time manually. It does, you know, help with taking that down. Plus, their database is actually pretty comprehensive on its own. You just have to make sure that you're looking at the values. You can't just pick whatever one off the list because some of them are very wrong. Um, I am I'm being a little bit more diligent than I think your average person, but I have a copy in PDF of the Canadian nutritional value table. So that's available if anybody wants to see what our government deems to be the appropriate values for major fruits, vegetables, meats, some other products. Um, quick reference. It's great. You can find it on, I think it's Health Canada's website. Um, and it's the nutrient guide, and it gives you all the values for the different calories per the serving size, as well as all the nutrients that are in the foods. So you know how much potassium something has, or how much sodium it has, or calories, or fiber, that sort of thing. It's a great resource, especially if you are tracking that, and it's something that they've asked us to take great heed in doing when we are starting food again, is making sure that we're getting, you know, nutrient-rich foods from the foods that we're choosing for certain categories. For example, if we're trying to get a grains source in, they want us to make sure that our food is high in fiber. So how do you know that if you don't have the nutrition facts right on the, the bag of bread? Well, something like the Canadian Nutrient Guide will give you sort of the standard for an average slice of whole wheat bread. So again, it'll also tell you what kind of fibrous measurements are in, say broccoli or something like this. So it really helps as a backup resource. It also helps when you're going through the Fitness Pal, if you do choose to use that program or any of the other ones like it. It helps to give you a baseline, so if somebody says something is 30 calories, and then you look at the nutrient guide and it's only 10 calories. Well, you're saving yourself 20 calories. You can add and alter the information. So it's a great tool. I really like it. It works in conjunction with the Fitbit. So the Fitbit actually you can track food on that as well, which was wonderful. But I found that without the scanning barcode option, I found it a little tedious having to enter all the information. Their database wasn't as comprehensive as the MyFitnessPal. So I use the two in conjunction. They work really well together. My Fitbit tracks all my activity and my steps, and that's been going really well. Still working on it. I'm averaging about 10,000 steps a day. Every week I get my 70,000 steps in. Some days they're a little bit higher, some days a little bit lower, but all in all, I'm getting them in there. Yeah, so to give you a breakdown, so far I said 6 inches gone from around my waist. Very happy about that. And 31 pounds in total, which brings me down to 185.5 pounds. That's actually kind of almost a mind-blowing number for me. I don't honestly remember the last time I was 185.5 pounds ever. I mean, I know I have been, but probably not since I was a teenager, like a mid-teen teenager, because I put on quite a bit of weight. So for me, that's just sort of a phenomenal number. The last time I was tracking my weight loss, the lowest I got was 199 pounds. I had just gotten into the Wonderland mark, and for me that was a huge accomplishment. Unfortunately, I put like a good chunk of it back on. which is why I started where I started. Mind you, I have been bigger than where I started on the Optifast plan. Um, the highest recorded weight that I ever stepped on the scale at, which is a very scary number, is 235 pounds. For a person who is 5'2", you can imagine I'm 5'2" tall, and at 235 pounds, I was practically 5'2" wide, and is a lot of weight. So actually having lost what I've lost based on my highest weight, I'm almost at about 50 pounds lost from that mark. So for me, that's a great accomplishment. But with the Optifast program, so far 31 pounds I've relost, and it's very exciting. The program continues, the food continues, the shakes continue. I'm on 2 shakes a day, and at that, I'm having a harder time every day drinking the shakes, mostly because the food tastes so much better than the shakes. I'm not going to lie to you. The shakes are tolerable, and as you go through the program, the taste of the shakes, since that's all you're having, or if that is mostly what you're having, um, they just become normal and you're okay with them, and they taste okay to you, and they're not bad. I mean, they're not bad now. I'm not gagging on them or anything. I've gotten used to them, but in comparison to tasty, delicious food, um, yeah, they're hard sometimes. I'd much prefer a delicious stir fry or barbecued, you know, tenderloin and a green salad or something like that. Trust me, it's it's difficult some days, mostly because we have to have 2 shakes. So the morning shake's never much of an issue. I just drink it back like breakfast. It's actually kind of handy that way. And then I usually have one at night, um, late at night, and it's just kind of hard when you're not hungry and you're not really fond of the flavor at that point because you've had all the delicious food. So it gets a little tougher, but that's okay. It's part of the program. Getting through it. It's working, so you know what? Taste is taste, right? I'll deal with it if it's helping me to lose weight. So I'm rewarding myself, so to speak, with how far I've gotten in the program and how much I've lost by taking a little evening jaunt to the circus tomorrow with um, my mom and stepdad and my partner, and the 4 of us are going to the circus tomorrow, so that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's all part of the non-food related reward system that I'm implementing. So I've got the why can't I get this right today? I've got the Fitbit as one of my rewards. I got the circus as one of my rewards. So it's been fun figuring out non-food related rewards. The only other thing I'm going to let you know is this is probably going to be my last video for a few weeks. I don't think I'll be checking in with you. I'm going to be on holiday. I will be at my family's beautiful, stunning cottage in 1,000 Islands, on a beautiful island where I am so gratefully invited every year. So I will be there for a little while, and I won't be going to my class next week. And the following week, I'm going to be on holiday again, going to some beautiful lake country up near Georgian Bay. So again, I won't be there for my class. So it may be about 3 weeks before you see me again, but by looking at this video, I have certainly made up for it, and you have a great big long video to watch before I go away for another two weeks, possibly 3 weeks before you see me. I might just check in and let you know if I'm doing okay, because I'm gonna be transitioning to full food before I go back to class. But I've got great support, great friends that I've met in the class, so I'll be okay. And I hope you all have a wonderful couple of weeks, and we'll check in with you soon. And hopefully, next time I'll be down 1,000,000 pounds. Who knows? Have a good one.